We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taking in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Here's Walker to start the drive. Well, this defense for the Bucs, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolute phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Now locked in to run a little touch pass here to his wideout. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Here's Locke to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Mike Edwards picks it off. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way. Inside the 20. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. So after the INT, it's Brady. And it's caught. Touchdown! Chris Godwin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Take it in at the 3. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, and lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to Walker on 1st down. It was Jamel Dean who brought him down.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Locke going to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Shotgun snap to Locke. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Sitting in 1st place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Meanwhile, Brady's throw complete there to Moore. He'll be dropped at the 30. The first broken tackle couldn't bust him free.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Go, 66.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Block now to throw. Walker with a grab, left side. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here's Walker. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Walker once more, and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, his 7th rushing touchdown on the year, and the Seahawks are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Brady. He's got the connection to Moore.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Brady going to throw. This is caught by Evans. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A pickup of 27. And they pick up the 1st down in the process. Now that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone, first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. And the Bucs are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. 7-7, our score after 1. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. White trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. To throw, it's Brady. Flushed out right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. The Seattle defense, they haven't broken yet.
Easy.
Coming up here on a 3rd and goal situation. Fournette. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
One word comes to mind to me after that last play, and that's alert. That defense took a chance guessing the snap count, and they were so right. Got great push up front, and that forces 4th and goal.
McCann's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the defense are able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff, and here we go. It's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And Locke throws another one. It's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Brady now on 1st down. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Boye Mafe in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Uchenna and Nwosu got the sack there.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and that leads to a play action sack. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance.
Wow, I mean, it's so rare to even see one attempted from that distance, CD, let alone converted, but he came through with confidence and matches what was Tom Dempsey's 43-year NFL record at one point of 63 yards.
Yeah, I can still see that highlight of Dempsey making that kick, and nowadays we see it a little bit differently because, remember, Dempsey was a straight-on kicker. But these guys nowadays, the range keeps increasing, and they keep putting it through the posts.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Here's Locke. It fights him off. But he can't get away forever, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And not a great punt here. Out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Up the gut, Fournette. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Now Brady. Looking deep for Julio. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Julio Jones. 34 yards as his guys are able to extend their lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Seahawks with a 1st and 10. Locke gets ready to go at their 25-yard line. Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. On 2nd and 9. Locke. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Throwing now is Locke. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st. Brady now to throw. Man open, here is Jones. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That grab another career milestone for him. 900 career catches now.
All right, the applause is beginning, right? The applause is going on. That puts him just outside the top 20 all-time in the NFL. Next in his sights at 903, Wes Welker.
Rarefied air. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 23 yards on the play.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here's White. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. To throw is Brady. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Brady now on 3rd and goal. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Bad place to fumble down here in the red zone. At least they got it. They'll have another shot. Or no, they won't have another shot. It's going to be 4th down. Maybe they can at least salvage 3.
And they were thinking 6 points because at this position of the field, it's go time, right? You take your shots at the end zone. They weren't able to do that one. So you look over at the sideline. There's the head coach saying, oh, heck, kick it. Field goal time.
McCann's kick up and good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. On 2nd and 7, Locke trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Levante David. And he will have a 1st down as they're into field goal range now at the 30. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling.
And he pulls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Tom Brady, his 3rd touchdown pass of this 1st half. And the Buccaneers are able to widen their lead here in this 1st half. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Second half beginning with a run from Fournette. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Fournette once more on 2nd down. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
After the sack on first down, Brady. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Brady gives this to White. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Brady's throw taken in by Miller. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
It's a gain of 16, first down Tampa Bay.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Into the red zone, it's Brady. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Boye Mafe picks up his second sack of the afternoon. And that's his second sack in this one.
And you just can't ask a defensive end or an edge rusher to play any better than what we're seeing right now. And, partner, it's still just the third quarter. I'm thinking he's not done yet. Even if he's not getting a sack, he's bringing a lot of pressure.
And Brady going to be intercepted a third time. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And he's out right at the 25. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a first down himself.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness, off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
He's going to look deep down the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Locke gonna throw. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And the Bucs will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. So this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Now Brady. Over
the middle, complete. That's Jones.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Throwing again on second down. Brady to the right side, and he's got more, complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 18. 23 yards the pickup there.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want far victory.
And in for the Buccaneers, touchdown. The 4th touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady.
And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from going up by 30. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
47 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right. And my goodness, another interception. Carlton Davis picks it.
And the Buccaneers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Brady will try again on second down. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Tyler Shelvin in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So Brady and the Bucs need to work a little magic. 3rd and long after that last sack.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
Another completion for Tom Brady, and I just know that in his New England days, he would fight to stay out there until the end, until that clock hit zeros. But here in Tampa Bay, I just wonder if they'll want him to come out of the game and hand him the baseball cap in recognition of a job well done in this one.
Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Fournette, a first down carry. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and make sure he spills it for a small gain.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Out is Tucker McCann now to try the field goal.
From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt.
McCann's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 68 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 44 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Walker will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, your front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Again, Walker. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. And this one is right through. And that will narrow this, if that's even the right word, to a 30-point deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
Second down, back to Fournette.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with White.
To about the 40-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Opting to run again here with White. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Brady.
Quick throw, finding Mike Evans.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 41-yard line.
Brady to Evans that time. First down, Tampa. Now, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on all those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.